Hey, what's up guys? This is Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche here, and I am going to be making a sail line setup. I'll be using 200-pound mainline, and I'll be using my beads and swivels and sleeves, but this is going to be a different type of setup. We want to build one that a customer wants to be a lot more mobile, and also to be more of a tester, so that way if he doesn't really have the full time to throw out 30 hooks, he can go out there and do a little test run to see if it is worth putting out the big system. So what we're going to be doing is a 10 hook setup.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I gotta learn. I'ma call the whole team.
On this system, I'll be using my beads to keep my swivels in place, and then I'll have them about 6 foot apart. They will be at about 20-inch drop sections, so that way we can still get our 10 hooks, and every 5 floats or every 5 hooks will have a float, so that way he can have his yellow float and then he'll have his red float because it's only 10 hooks. So we'll see how this goes. So this will be kind of cool because this will be the smallest system that I have built. I also got a 2.5 gallon or a 2 gallon bucket to store it in. So this is going to be kind of cool. I like this. And there you go. There's my first 5 hooks. I'm using 2 separate colors, so that way when he's putting his baits out, he can better track what kind of bait is hitting on what, especially if he's using 2 specific types of bait. And yeah, it's all about learning what the fish are hitting on each time you do go out there and fish. My 30 hook setups will be the same way. Every 5 hooks is a different color, so that way you can actually test what the fish are actually hitting on. It's all about opening more doors to catch fish. Alright guys, now that I'm coming to the end of my 10 hooks, right there you can see the 2 colors that I'm using. I've got to install a 1.5 ounce egg weight, so that way toward the end where you have your red float, if a boat is coming by, they can see the red float and the red sail, and they know they can go to the right or left of those floats, so that way they can allow it to not get caught up in their prop and stuff as they're driving through. Alright, now that I've got all my sleeves, beads, and swivels on the main line, now I'm going to go ahead and start spacing them out. And since I am 6 foot, what I do is I extend my arms all the way and start setting it at 6 foot increments. The first one will be about 3 foot from the first weight, and that'll give it enough time to or enough distance from the float to sink down, so that way if a boat has to come behind the sail, that it can behind that red float. But having the yellow float in between the red sail and the red float lets them know that there's something in between them two, and they should not cross in between the two reds. They can go to the right of the sail or to the left of the red float, kind of deal. Alright guys, now that I've come to the very end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a long line clip on there. This allows the user to use a monofilament mainline, or guideline should I say, on his sail to make it go right or left depending on the wind direction that he wants to catch. So right here I'm going to do an offshore loop, crimp it down, and then I got to work on the bucket. Alright guys, so I've got my Dremel here, and I'm going to use it to cut the slots that I need for the hooks and the mainline system to hang inside the bucket, and then you'll see me string it up in there. Let's go and get that knocked out. Alright guys, so like I said, I needed my 10 slots. I got them there, and now it's gonna go ahead and start crimping up my mono to my hooks as well. Alright guys, so I've got my hook sections there. Now it's time to add them into the bucket and get it done. Alright guys, I've got all the hooks in there. Check out how clean that looks. That Rainbow 200 looks so awesome in this bucket. It's going to be a one happy customer.